There is no way this just happened as the Edmonton Oilers come out of the Four Nations face-off break and get dismantled by one of the worst teams in the National Hockey League, the Philadelphia Flyers, as the Oilers begin their 5-game Eastern Conference road trip. All that and more today on Oilers Digest as we recap that waste of an afternoon against the Philadelphia Flyers. But first, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, make sure you do so if you're part of the 23% that have subscribed to the channel, folks. We'd like to thank each and every one of you. But if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below for any and all Oiler news. I know lots of game previews, game recaps. The trade deadline is coming soon, and it'll be here on the channel. But let's get right into it with Broad Street bullied. Yes, the Edmonton Oilers rolled into the Wells Fargo Center this afternoon. A 2-week break from Oilers hockey after the Four Nations face-off, and we were brought down to earth right away with a 6-3 loss to the Philadelphia Flyers. Yes, in the first period, Matt Pearce, who's proven to be in his young NHL career an Oiler killer with his 17th of the year, 2 minutes and 7 seconds into the first period. But John Klingberg gets his first as an Edmonton Oiler after an awful rebound given up by by Samuel Ersson of the Philadelphia Flyers, gets his first as an Oiler. Meanwhile, Leon Draisaitl with his league-leading 41st of the year, with the first NHL point from Matthew Savoy and John Klingberg. So the Oilers, going up 2-1 after the first period, but after that, it was all Philadelphia, even though Mattias Ekholm got a goal there with an assist from Leon Draisaitl. Philadelphia goals by Owen Tippett, Sean Couturier, Andrei Kuzmenko, the former Flame, and Rasmus Ristolainen on the empty net seals it for the Flyers today on what seemed to be one of the easiest games of the road trip for the Oilers so far, even on this road trip. But Philadelphia, they are proving that wrong. Of course, shots on goal, Edmonton dominated today, 32-18 in the shot counter there, 18 hits apiece there. The Oilers not capitalizing on their one and only power play. Meanwhile, Philadelphia capitalized on one of their power plays. And meanwhile, the Edmonton Oilers, just a very sluggish hockey game today in the first period. Of course, it looked very promising after giving up that 1-0 goal to Matvei Michkov. They just were sluggish in the second and third periods. There are lots of turnovers and just lots of urgency not to be found with the Oilers today. Of course, going down 5-3 heading into the third period, but the Oilers, again, only putting the puck on net 3 times there in the entire third period. So that is not a very welcome sight to see at all when it comes to the analytics here. Philadelphia taking the edge in pretty much all of them. The Oilers taking the slim advantage in Corsi there, not just 5-on-5, but all situations there. But Philadelphia came to play, and you always expect that from a John Tortorella coach team. No matter where they are in the standings, they always give Edmonton a very, very tough shot there, no matter where it is, if it's in Philadelphia or Edmonton. But the Oilers, of course, the name of the game today was giveaways, and lots of them. There are 4 from Draisaitl, 3 from Bouchard. There are a couple of egregious turnovers from Bouchard. No matter how much I try to get Oiler fans that don't like him on my side, there are some plays where I just go, what are you doing, Evan? And then meanwhile, again, multiple from Arvidsson there and Ekholm coming back from Team Sweden there for the Four Nations face-off. So again, just lots of little mistakes by the Edmonton Oilers that could be easily fixed, and just stubbornness all across the board there. Again, just a lack of urgency. Urgency was, the main takeaway from my my viewing of the game today. I mean, where was it all game long? And even Kris Knoblauch agreed with the turnovers. He said, yeah, I think what really cost us was the turnover percentage, trying to make plays where it's not a play to be made or not being able to get the puck in deep. 4 even strength goals, all of them were just direct results of turnovers where we're not in a position to defend. Left skins out there to dry way too many times, giving up breakaways, 2-on-0s. It wasn't a very sound effort for us defensively. And even Bob Stauffer, boy, when you disappoint Bob Stauffer, that's how you know you are in trouble. There is no way to sugarcoat today's performance for the Edmonton Oilers. Too many mistakes, paid the price. But on the positive side here, Matt Savoy was solid and made plays, and even Kris Knoblauch agreed with that too. He thought, I thought Matt was one of the bright spots of our team. Thought he played really well. Obviously gets in on the forechecks, made some defensive plays on the back check. I was very happy with his game, and I agree as well. In his Oiler debut, Matt Savoy did not look out of place at all, even next to Leon Draisaitl and Vasily Podkolzin and Corey Perry for a bit too. No matter where you put him in the lineup, up and down, he seemed to make everybody he played with that much better, and that is something the Oilers needed desperately. They needed the young blood and the roster to get everybody going. And again, he was just all over the place on the forecheck, on the back check, on the scoring sheet with his first NHL point. So it was much needed for Matt Savoy to make his Oiler debut. You could only keep him in Bakersfield for so long, feasting on the AHL opposition before you actually gave him a real chance, and not just on the in the bottom six where they seem to stick most rookies, but in the second line spot right next to Leon Draisaitl. If that's not a place for him to thrive, I don't know what is. And he led the Oilers with 5-on-5 expected goals with a little over 60% there. Meanwhile, of course, a good chunk of the Philadelphia Flyer roster is in this photo, but for the Oilers, again, all hovering around that 50 to 55% mark. And again, just unfinished business for the Oilers. Of course, they had that long break, but the Philadelphia Flyers seem like they've been playing, over and over these past 2 weeks, just not skipping a beat whatsoever. But the Oilers, again, the slow start that led to the Michkov goal, and just sluggishness just really cost them today. Of course, looking at the bright spots, of course, Matt Savoy, Leon Draisaitl, in Vasily Podkolzin, and I didn't highlight him, but Corey Perry. But of course, Matt Savoy leading the Oilers today with the 65 Corsi percentage and the 66 Fenwick percentage. He was on for 2 goals. He was on for one against there. But again, whenever he was on the ice, I do believe the Oilers led 4-2 in high danger chances, and that's something that the Oilers do need more of. Not just high danger chances, but high danger finishing. And Matt Savoy can bring that to the roster. I didn't think Nurse and Klingberg had that bad of a game. Of course, Klingberg on that first goal didn't really know where the puck was and lost track of the puck, but again, with Klingberg, you don't really know him as a shutdown, stay-at-home defenseman, so he's all over the place, as noted by his first goal there. By Bouchard and Ekholm, just an uncharacteristically bad game, not just for one, but for both of them there. Ekholm, yeah, he's been sick. He's been, going around with Team Sweden there. But again, in the past couple games, even before he left for the Four Nations face-off, just looked a little out of place. Just looked like he wasn't his usual self there. But of course, Jeff Skinner also, I've been on his side for the longest time there, but wasn't his strongest game there. 35% Corsi for percentage, 28, but he was on for 2 goals against. He was also on for 9 shots against there, but only on for 1. So, sure, he drew a penalty, but Jeff Skinner not really, making his case for Kris Knoblauch to put him in a higher position to succeed there. And like I said, whenever Matt Savoy was, wherever he was in the lineup, whether it was Draisaitl and Podkolzin or, Draisaitl and Perry there, who led with 70% Corsi, he seemed to make the team a whole lot better. But of course, a majority of the bottom 6 wasn't too impressed by the Arvidsson Henrique Brown line. Not too sure what the key to fix the bottom 6 is. So hopefully Stambo can address that at the trade deadline with a lot of other solutions. One being hopefully, I'm beating this dead horse again, folks. Hopefully a goaltender. Of course, the Oilers again, not strong defensively, lots of turnovers, but of course you kind of need your goalie to keep you in it there with Stuart Skinner and a minus 1.23 goals saved above expected. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of miss Jordan Binnington on Team Canada. Of course, you saw him in overtime there against the United States, where big saves leading the team to sort of rally themselves and get back in it. But Stuart Skinner, sure, he had that 2-on-0 save in the third period, and the commentary was applauding him for that, but he kind of got the Oilers to where they were in that situation there, where of course a big save, getting the Oilers or trying to get the Oilers back in it, but you don't have to come back if you get good goaltending, and you can not try to always outscore your mistakes there. And of course, putting up an 839 against again one of the worst teams in the NHL with the Philadelphia Flyers is not helping your case. Of course, Stuart Skinner had a pretty solid record against teams in the lower half of the standings there, but coming out of the break, he is not proving his case to be a very consistent, reliable goaltender for the Edmonton Oilers, which kind of sucks, because I was hoping for that from the start of his Oiler career. Of course, his rookie season was fantastic, made the All-Star game, was nominated for the Calder, and then after that, everyone just kind of figured him out. But Kris Knoblauch is still pulling for Stuart Skinner tonight. He said, no, nothing on him. You can't win hockey games when you turn the puck over like that. Giving up odd man rushes. There was no fault on Stuart Skinner tonight. I'm not angry at him at all. Of course, Kris Knoblauch is not Dave Tippett, where he calls out his goalies, but you have to think in the back of Kris Knoblauch's mind, surely there's a way the Oilers can upgrade the position, or give Stuart Skinner a running mate. Like I said, many times, time and time again, you have to give somebody that will push Stuart Skinner to be his best self. And as much as I love Calvin Pickard, I don't think he's the running mate to, go alongside Stuart Skinner for yet. Would hopefully is another long playoff run. But the Oilers, it only goes up for them from here on this road trip as they take on the league-leading Washington Capitals in another early game, 12 o'clock Central, 11 a.m. Mountain, at the Capital One Arena against Alex Ovechkin, Logan Thompson, and the rest of the Capital team. And we'll be back for a recap after that one tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully the Oilers can get back on track and get a win against the team that they should have beat a few weeks ago, but were unable to. That is it for today's video. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about today's game. I'm not laying blame on, one specific person. I think it was an all-around effort today that, we just didn't see anything that, we saw in the past with the Oilers that led us to believe, yeah, this is the team. But today, they were not that team. But I'm interested to see what you all say in the comments regarding the Oilers' performance today and in the future with any potential playoff deadline pickups there. But make sure you subscribe here to the channel, folks, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. We still got the Hockey Night in Canada games to look forward to, so enjoy those. Let's go Oilers. I'm Matt.